Hello and welcome to my channel at Stranger Cast. Today I'll be playing another episode of Nate Sidrew Midnight in Salem.
Hello? Judge Danforth. I'll come back later.
I was just hoping that just clicking right there was enough, but maybe I need this out
Judge
first.
Danforth? I couldn't find your key.
What? Alicia said she'd keep a copy for me.
Well, I did find a paperclip. I think I can pick your lock, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, fine.
This shouldn't be too much of a challenge.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, this isn't bad.
Still got it.
Efficient.
That wasn't bad at all.
How'd you learn to do that, actually?
Online video tutorial.
Someday you have to tell me about your secret life of breaking and entering, Drew. Because you're in danger of being cool. Which, honestly, I just don't like.
Someday.
Ah, those protesters are out there again, stirring the pot. You know, this town used to be a quiet place, but it seems lately there's been an element that has infiltrated our community. I have no doubt one of those troublemakers locked my door and threw away the key. Now, Nancy, your father and I have discussed.
Oh, sorry. I'm not Nancy.
Of course you're not. You look nothing like Carson. Did your father ever tell you about the time we won 4th place at the Lake Winnipesaukee Regatta? You see, at the time I had 20/10 vision, so I was the navigator and...
Judge, this is Deirdre Shannon. She's working with me on the case.
Deirdre, you're the one who tried to break down my door.
Breakdown?
Your Honor, that's an exaggeration. I was knocking. Heavily.
Look, I'm really busy dealing with this Hathorn House business. Being a judge is not as simple as, you know, investigating during your free time.
Well, we just used our free time to unlock your door. So I'm sure you'll be willing to repay us with some answers to our questions. Right?
Yes, of course. What can I help you girls with?
Can you explain to us how you're involved with the Hathorn House?
Well, yes. The house was built by Judge John Hathorn during the 1600s, and it represented the oldest surviving structure from that era. Judge Hathorn, of course, was one of the 3 judges that presided over the Salem witch trials.
Yes, and I'm sure we can read all about the home's history in Salem's museum.
More recently, Francis Tuttle, Judge Hathorn's last direct descendant, lived in a small section of the house while the rest was left to fall into considerable disrepair. She was alone, except for a part-time caregiver, Lauren Holt, who had a bedroom in the carriage house. A few months ago, Francis Tuttle passed away, which left Hathorn House without a legal heir. According to the historical statutes of Salem, after 90 days, the house reverts to public property, the deadline of which is 2 days from now, at midnight.
I was told that the burning of Hathorn House is suspected to be a case of arson. How did the police come to that conclusion?
The investigation found paint solvent residue on burnt embers, suggesting someone deliberately used an accelerant. Thankfully, Mrs. Tuttle never had to see what became of her home.
And what evidence do you have that May Perry is the one responsible for this?
Evidence? Have you ever heard of recidivism? 3 out of 4 criminals in the United States are repeat offenders. And there's only one person in all of Salem who has a history of fire-related crime.
So, there is no evidence.
Not yet. but there will be.
You don't need evidence. She's already been convicted in the court of public opinion.
Is that what she said?
No, I'm saying it.
She has a history with this sort of thing.
What's May's motive? What does she gain by burning down the Hathorn house?
You'd have to ask her. And while you're at it, you can ask about her alibi, which she refused to give to the police. So, any other questions?
So the Book of Apologies. Why did you really need it?
Yes, and first of all, I'm so glad you're all right. Nasty business. Had I known you were going to be put in harm's way, I would have never called Carson and asked for his help.
I've done plenty of work for my father. Trust me. I can handle myself.
Yes, I'm sure you can.
So I've already heard some stories, but would you mind giving me your version of why the book is important?
Yes, so... Judge Sewell was rumored to keep a ledger of all the accused, intending to publish it to reconcile with their families and clear their names. But he passed away before he could do so.
Going to Austria for a rumored book seems like a heck of a long shot.
Well, I have been under some pressure from the AW group. AW as in accused witches.
Don't you think it's dangerous throwing around May's name as a suspect before any evidence links her to the crime?
What do you mean? What are you saying?
From what you've described, there is no evidence against May. Yet you were saying that she did it. As a judge, I think you would be the first to admit that sounds prejudicial.
It is not just me, Miss Drew. There are plenty of people who believe that May is responsible for this crime. It is not prejudice when she is the only likely suspect.
Actually, that is the definition of prejudice.
I'm not going to have this debate with you. Is there anything else?
So, how did Frances Tuttle pass away exactly?
The woman was 88 years old. The coroner confirmed her death was of natural causes.
So they never investigated Lauren Holt.
You need the suspicion of foul play to investigate someone, young lady.
We'd like to speak with her all the same.
She still lives on the estate, although for how much longer we do not know. You can also find her in her shop, Luminous Infusions. She might be willing to talk to you.
So you need evidence in that case, but in May's case, you don't.
Talk to you later.
Miss Drew, before you go, there is something else I need your help with.
You're not locked out of your car, are you?
Oh, no. There was an incident here recently. Someone broke into the evidence room.
Oh. Have you called the police?
Well, no, not yet. I don't think anything was taken. Never mind. I'll call the police. Thank you for your time.
Oh, I want to investigate. I keep forgetting that I can look around more. Oh, this is a security camera. Okay. This is off to the museum.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it?
Nope, I don't want to go to Olivia, thank you. I'm gonna go here. Remembering the wrongly accused, may history never again be repeated.
The carefully researched genealogy of several accused witches. Their names weren't fully cleared until 2001.
That's sad. Oh gosh. I'm really disliking you right now, Deirdre. Oh. We'll just do a round one for you. I like that one. I'm probably actually going to have to do this. Oh no, I'm going to do that one. It looks like it's singing.
Done. This looks great. Now to find a nice place to put it.
Oh, I got a pumpkin now. What I need it for, I don't know.
Hey! Sorry about the mess. We're in the middle of installing a big showcase. So what have you seen in town so far?
We decided to do the Real Witches tour.
Oh. You talked to Olivia.
What's with her getup? Witch? Street magician, maybe?
Everyone has to make a living.
Yeah, she
Is she telling the story about a coven living here in the recent past?
Yeah. Why?
Just bad taste.
Olivia is quite the local character. I hope you don't mind if we do the tour. I want to see more of the town, and finding out a place's old superstitions is kind of a habit I've gotten into. I'm excited to look around the museum.
Of course.
Okay. Witchcraft in the Village. By William Crafts, 1693, Court of Oyer and Terminer, May 27, 1692. Judge John Hathorne and Judge Samuel Sewall presiding for examinations. Excerpts from the account of the trials released on command from the Special Command of His Excellency, the Governor Sir William Phillips. Judge Hathorne, now how say ye in performing the crime of witchcraft? Sarah Good, what evil spirit have you familiarity with? Sarah Good, none. Judge H, have you made no contact with the devil? No. Why do you hurt these children? I do not hurt them. I scorn them. What creature do you implore them? No creature, but I am falsely accused. We whose names are underwritten verify that we heard the aforesaid Sarah Good on February 1692. It's another candle.
Let's see.
Can I not look at any of these? Okay. Get it back up. Anything interesting here? No. The Salem of Yesterday by Professor Beatrice Hotchkiss. Roger Conant founded Salem in 1626 as a colonial town which was first called Namkiag for the settlement's location at the mouth of, not going to attempt that again, river. The settlers wanted to call it Salem, inspired by the Hebrew word for peace. Despite the peaceful beginnings as a settlement of immigrants, Salem is best remembered for the witch trials of the 17th century, the deadliest witch hunt in American history. England had their own witch trials also in the 17th century and had passed a Witchcraft Act, making it law to put anyone who practiced witchcraft to be put to death. The settlers knew about the dangers of witchcraft through their own histories, but history still repeated itself. From 1692 until 1693, over 200 were accused. The Court of Oyer, the Terminer, were established by Governor William Phillips to interrogate those accused of the work of the devil, witchcraft. Phillips and his active Deputy Governor Thomas Danforth, both men of position and wealth, appointed judges to preside over the trials. One of the harshest judges on the accused was the rich and powerful magistrate, Judge John Hathorne. Hathorne's examinations and interrogations relied on spectral evidence. It has been noted in history that he often judged with an assumption of guilt. Many believe the accusers often gained in wealth and land rights from their accusations at sentencing that was solely based on only spectral evidence. After the dark period of the trials, laws were changed and Salem's shipping and merchant economy grew. The settlement became a place of assembly for officials during the War of Independence. Many luminaries hailed from Salem, including noted author Nathaniel Hawthorne, born in 1804. Interesting.
Sad that even children are named in the list of those accused witches, like Abigail Johnson, just 11.
I don't want to read this. By Brianna Edward. The Salem witch trials were a tragic time, where those accused of witchcraft were not only adults. The hysteria and the accusations implicated even the youngest in Salem, the children. Many children were accused, tried, and put into prison. In 1692, Abigail Johnson, at the age of 11, was one such child accused of witchcraft. Her mother, Elizabeth Johnson Sr., was also accused of witchcraft at the trials. Abigail had lost her father just 2 years before the Salem trials, and she was being raised by her mother and grandfather. The trials were known for the accusing of many widows and people who had been in trouble for any number of reasons, especially those who may have had relatives who were outspoken against the trials or came from a position of wealth. Such was the case for young Abigail. History notes that her grandfather was an early critic of the witch trials and was known to be outspoken about the injustices of the trials proceedings. Abigail and numerous members of Abigail's family were accused of witchcraft. The examinations were known to take into account members of the families for many of those accused. For Abigail, this included her mother, her sister, and one of the more famous persons accused of the trials, her aunt, Abigail Faulkner. Aunt Abigail Faulkner was arrested around the same time as young Abigail and accused of afflicting others, resulting in her confession. For Abigail Johnson, this time in her life was a long series of examinations, accusations, trials, and depositions. Her aunt was arrested on August 11th of 1682. Her testimonies resulted in an arrest warrant being issued for young Abigail Johnson on August 29th. Even though she was only 11, Abigail's widowed mother was also arrested. The Johnsons were arrested and examined on September 16th, shortly after Abigail's brother was arrested. Other family members, including her cousins, were examined and are recorded as being among the young children who were the accused witches of Salem. The trials appear to have embroiled suspicion and accusations, where neither family nor child were spared from implication, questioning, and arrest. For Abigail Johnson, while both she and her family were arrested, none were among those who were executed. Still, the accused who were in prison suffered from poor conditions and the loss of friends and family. After the trials, many of the accused were known to have petitioned the courts for payment for their losses and asked for the courts to clear their family names. The family of Abigail Johnson, who were accused of witchcraft, included her brother, Stephen Johnson, and her older sister, Elizabeth Johnson. The fear of dark, evil spirits possessing the people of Salem, both the old and young, caused a hysteria resulting in 20 people executed and over 200 accused of witchcraft. Sadly, the hysteria started with accusations that actually originated from young children. When Elizabeth Parris, age 9, Abigail Williams, age 11, claimed to be possessed by the devil and blamed local witches for their actions. Ironically, these first accusers were children. Their accusations became the spark that led to young children, even younger than Abigail Johnson, to be added to the growing list of accused. When the children who were accused of witchcraft were arrested, like Abigail Johnson, they endured pain while kept in what the locals called the witch trials. The children accused and arrested had cold and dark walls of the prison with rats and a little food. Dorothy Dorcas Good was the youngest child of the trials. She was accused when she was only 4. She was the youngest among the accused and had to spend 8 months in prison dungeon. The trials ended for little Dorothy, but her mother, Sarah Good, was later executed. The little children accused of witchcraft in Salem witch trials suffered and are always to be remembered as we honor the accused. Guys, I want to keep this game lighthearted and fun, and she scared me again. Not too bad. Just a little startle. I want to keep it lighthearted and fun, but it's such a dark topic that it's really hard to do that. Okay, so I guess we need to talk to Olivia now.
Now this accused witches group shows up from out of nowhere and thinks they're entitled to the Hathorn property.
Didn't they find proof for their claim? It's only fair.
How far back do these reparations have to go? It's been hundreds of years. Nobody owes these loudmouths squat. It's a bid for attention and money.
Must every response be outrage? I miss the peace and quiet.
Yeah, I thought I was talking to her. No. How do I get to her? No. Hello.
Uh-oh,
How to
here
get it
comes
just
trouble.
right. No?
Talk to you later.
Oh, do I have to have the ticket in my hand? Yes.
This tour
Yes, I do.
sounds interesting.
You're welcome on my tour.
Thank you.
Salem Symbols. Accused Witches Memorial, Judge Hawthorne's grave, unmarked graves, but a liberty statue, Hawthorne House, Puritan statue, the Raven Guide, the Raven Meter Guide. Look for the Raven and place the tablet over spots of interest. So, I suppose, hello. I think
The
right
road
here.
has completely collapsed into the sinkhole.
Yeah.
No wonder they closed it off. The ground is still
But
crumbling.
is that what they meant?
The road has completely collapsed into the sinkhole. No wonder they closed it off.
Oh,
The road has completely collapsed into the sinkhole.
do I need this?
No wonder they closed it off. The ground is still
Hey.
Oh there, watch your step. In recent years, these maws into the deep unknown have opened. There was once a vast network of tunnels beneath Salem, used by smugglers during the Prohibition era. Most would have you believe that these tunnels are now collapsing. But you have to wonder if there could be something more sinister behind these sudden maws into the underworld.
Okay. So that's one. Okay, so we got at least two in the cemetery. I think one is in here. The memorial. Actually, statues in here too. Yep.
The Salem Museum, known formerly as the Town Hall, not only a great resource for the Salem witch trials, it also holds records of other interesting facets of our local history. Anyone visiting Salem does well to seek out the forbidden knowledge hidden in these halls.
Okay.
It was a time of horror, when the witches who walked the earth were wrongfully prosecuted and thus stripped of everything. These are the ghosts you'll find here in Salem. Their homes taken, their knowledge destroyed, their lives erased.
So, where is the Little Liberty? I don't think I've seen that one yet. We definitely have not been to the Hathorne house. How do I get to the cemetery? There we go. It's not letting me turn left. Turn right. I guess I need to step forward. This one. Oh, no. There we go.
You the remains of Salem's most zealous and conniving judge. So lacking in morals was Judge Hathorn that he sentenced innocents to death while claiming the estates of the dead as his own. Unlike the more remorseful Judge Sewell, Hathorn never felt any guilt for his part in the Salem witch trials.
That's awful. Okay, so where's these unmarked graves? That's one. Ah, no. I see a crow. Bring light into the darkness.
Bring light into the darkness.
There we go.
Before you stands Abigail Hathorn, helping the accused witches escape the grasp of her own brother, Judge Hathorn himself. Abigail freed many from their holding cells until the judge caught her in the act and locked her up in a cell deep within the Hathorn house. The statue was given the name Little Liberty in honor of her valiant efforts to free the innocent.
Okay, so that was Little Liberty. So I still need to find the unmarked graves. It's not letting me go that way. There's a crow. Is she a crow?
Through these woods lies the infamous Hathorn estate. It was common during the Salem witch trials that the lands of the accused were taken and resold for cheap. The judge himself bought many such lands, and on them built his grand estate. The Hathorn house has since come to represent all the wrongs that were inflicted during the trial.
Oh. Where's another candle?
Huh.
Nope. Oh.
These headstones bear names lost to history, but some believe they belong to those sentenced for witchcraft. A condemned witch was forbidden from being buried on consecrated ground, but many victims were buried by loved ones in secrecy, and some may have found their eternal rest beneath these unmarked graves.
Okay, I'm officially exhausted.
No,
Let's
we
head back
finished
to the
already?
Perry house, okay?
It's fast. Wants to go back to the house. Can I talk to
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
There's this statue in the cemetery.
Little Liberty. A highlight of my tour. Many people come here just to get a picture of it. It is said to portray Abigail Hathorn helping the accused witches escape the trials. Some even believe that Abigail's ghost still walks the forest surrounding the Hathorn house, her twisted soul now dragging the living into the afterlife.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. So, any thoughts?
First album was better.
Yeah, totally. It's good.
Really? You like this?
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, well, they were much
do.
better before they changed their bassist.
I meant the case. What do you think about it?
I don't like the judge.
Yeah, I kinda got that. I think the feeling's mutual.
Well, he's a jerk. Maybe he burned down the Hathorn house. What? You don't think so?
Well, I mean, I don't really know anything yet, so...
And you will, once you've gained her trust. Why haven't you done that yet?
Because I'm in the car talking to you. If May were willing to give an alibi,
It's not exactly
we could
easy
clear
to
this
talk
up
to.
tonight. But she's not talking to anyone, it seems. We are all allowed to enjoy some amount of privacy, but her refusal to be interviewed leads me to believe she is hiding something.
Yeah.
I can't believe you, Drew. I thought you were here to help.
I'm not saying she did it,
You know,
but...
not everyone can be as brilliant and cold as you are.
I'm not cold. And I never said I was brilliant either.
I definitely
You need to
am
get
not.
May to trust you. If she trusts you, she'll open up and tell you the truth. And then you'll see. You're kind of my last hope to reach her. You're good at finding ways to get people to open up. Usually. So find a way.
I'm out of the car. Why
I'll
is that
try.
song still playing?
Hi.
Oh, she's
Hey,
listening to it.
what are you listening to?
You like this?
Yeah, we were listening on the way over. First album was much better. Yeah, too bad they changed bassists.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just, you don't look like you listen to this music.
Why does no one believe me?
Now you know how I feel.
I don't think I do. I'm sure.
Can you tell me anything about Olivia Ravencroft? Anything at all?
I can tell you she doesn't get along with my sister.
Really? Why?
I don't know. They had some falling out a while ago. You should ask her.
Do you think Olivia would have any reason to light the Hathorn house on fire?
Let me put it this way. Olivia is what we call in this town part of the witch business. Anything dramatic, spectacular, or with fire, she's usually involved.
So you think she did it?
I didn't say that. I just think it's possible that she could have.
Okay, thanks. Look, I spoke with the judge. They don't have anything on you. All we need is an alibi, and then they can't charge you with anything.
And they're not going to have anything on me. Because he can't prove I did it.
Then why not just give the police an alibi? That's all they need.
I just can't. It's not only about me, okay?
Okay, I understand. But I can't help you or anyone else if I don't know who they are.
Just, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I can't.
Sounds like she's protecting someone. Interesting.
Do you and the judge know each other? Have a history?
The man thinks I'm a bad influence.
Why?
Because I used to be friends with his son. His son has had an interesting life, and he thinks it's my fault. He holds a grudge against me.
Really? That sounds surprising.
You live in a small town long enough, people make up their minds about who you are. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. It just is.
May, I know you don't know me that well, but I'm here to help you.
I didn't burn down the Hathorn house.
Okay. Why does everyone think you did?
It's called prejudice. I look different. Or something like that.
That doesn't seem like a good reason to burn down a building.
What can I say? People are stupid. I can't believe it's gone.
Did you ever visit the estate?
All the time. I appreciated it.
Oh? Why? Because it's historically significant?
It was built by a cold, brutal man who sent a bunch of people to their death because he didn't understand them. I appreciate being reminded of what happens when greedy people stay in charge.
Did you know Frances Tuttle very well?
No. But I know her daughter Lauren has that shop, Luminous Infusions.
You ever been inside?
No, why would I go there?
I was just wondering if you knew her.
I don't. I mean, I know she used to hang with my sister back in the day. But I guess they fell out or something, that's all I know.
Your sister really cares about you.
She has a strange way of showing it sometimes.
Well, she cared enough to get Deirdre and I involved.
I worry about her.
How come?
She takes her work really seriously. Like, she cares. A lot. Like, way more than most normal people do for their passion projects. It's not a hobby, it's more like something she has to do.
Kinda sounds like me.
I hope not. It's like a personal crusade, like only she can make it better or something. You can't live your life like that. You need to enjoy it. Enjoy it with the people you love.
Yeah, believe me, I know. We saw Tegan at the museum. Looks like she's working on an interesting installation.
Why don't you ask her?
Well, I thought you might have an opinion, or...
I don't. Can you just leave her out of this? I don't want her being involved with my problems. I'm done talking, okay?
Well, guys, I think that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you do leave it a like. And if you enjoy me and want to see more of the series, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.